this week with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with Amber. But before we jump into that, we do have a few quick things to talk about. Games Done Quick will be at PAX East 2022, April 21st to 24th. If you're going to be heading over to that event, you should come check us out. Going to have a speedrunning stage with a variety of things going on. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you're going to be attending, make sure you check us out. If you're watching it on YouTube, you can check us out live at Games Done Quick on Twitch. I can talk today, I promise. And if you're interested in looking at our live content, you can find us starting weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern and weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern. And of course, we have a highlight channel now. It features highlights of GDQ hotfix shows. You can use the !! highlights command to learn more about our highlights. And of course, if you have any ideas for shows or one-off events that you'd like to have on Hotfix, you can go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix to submit your ideas. But like I said earlier, we have Amber on today, who's going to be running Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for us. 48 tracks plus the DLC because some new tracks just came out. So how you doing today, Amber?
I'm doing good. How's it going, everybody? Good evening, gamers. It's good to see everyone. Howdy.
So,
I'm doing pretty good.
Okay, I was going to say, tell us about the new tracks.
I wasn't sure we were talking and all that.
So the new tracks came out pretty recently. So give us a quick overview because, you know, you've done 48 tracks here on Hotfix a couple times before, but there's new stuff now.
I think so. Yeah, so I've gotten a bit better at the game, so trying to be doing a little bit more fast strats and stuff, and I'll try to talk through those. But also, yeah, there's 8 more tracks now, which is a new addition since when we were starting to plan to do this and all that. Like, we had set this in motion, in, like, January or something like that? And, like, trying to find a time to get it to work, and then, yeah. Yeah, thank you all in chat for the compliments on the horns.
They look so good. I remember you posted them when you first got them versus, you know, the touch-ups you've done.
Yeah, I painted the lighter color myself, but they came with this brown like here, and then I added all of the light on top. Yeah, they're not required, but the swag factor matters. Like, you know how like red cars look faster than other colors of cars? It's like a perceived speed thing.
Oh, is this like Orcs and Warhammer where their power of belief that red things go faster actually makes it go faster? Mm-hmm. I can get behind that.
Yeah, it's great.
So anything you feel like we should go over before you get the run started? Or do you just want to hop into it?
No, I think I'm down to just go through it. Like, I'm gonna be talking a little high level. Gonna try to explain stuff as I go. As far as like, at least once or twice, I'll try to like describe the actual inputs and stuff as I'm going through. The most important thing is I'm going to be using the like shorthand for the 3 tiers of drifting. So the first one is mini turbos, and I'll say MT. The orange, like the second tier, is a super mini turbo, which is an SMT, and then the biggest boost is a UMT, or an ultra mini turbo. So if I'm just saying letters, it's probably that.
Yeah, and I might prompt you partway through the show to re-explain that just for people who tuned in.
Yeah,
but thanks for the quick explanation.
Yep. So I was told ahead of time that we're going to be doing a break in the middle of it too. So I'm going to be running 32 here, and then we'll have to go through the menu again because race count only goes up to 48 still. I don't know if it'll get updated over time, but right now we're still stuck with only being able to do 48 at a time. So I'm going to do 32 and then 24 after the break. We're going to start with the original tracks, not those, these ones. And then we're going to move into the DLC from Mario Kart 8 for Wii U, and then the DLC that's been updated for this game now. We've got a whole lot more on the way, but 2 are out now, so we can run those.
It's so many more tracks coming.
Yeah, really, it's overwhelming, honestly.
All right, whenever you're ready, why don't you give us a countdown?
Sure. I'm going to have a little bit of water first.
Yeah, no problem.
Stay hydrated, gamers. I've got my GDQ water bottle.
Ooh, which one?
It's the It's all the like stickers, the fake stickers, pause buffer, RNG, glitch, subpixel.
Yeah.
It's a little cheesy, but I like it. Hi everybody. Oh, also, not satyr, not tiefling, just sheep. Anyways, yeah, let's get it going. Yeah, I'll do a countdown on go. Holding down R when I select Mario Kart Stadium here. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, how's it going, gamers? We are going to be playing through every track that's been released so far, and starting off with the stuff that's been out for the longest and going to the stuff that's been out for the shortest. Well, actually, I guess we're doing retro tracks in the middle, so that's the longest, but yeah, whatever. Release doesn't matter. I'm talking too much already. This is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's fast. I'm running 200cc. That's the fastest speed. I'm running without items, which slow us down, so it's just going to be pure skill. This is the absolute fastest category rule set. It's going to be the longest category because it's all of the tracks, and actually we're not doing like an all tracks category until all the DLC is out, so this is a fake category, but it doesn't matter. It's fun. Hi everybody in chat, thank you all for the good luck, I appreciate it. So I'm just doing a couple skips here where I'm just kind of hopping off road. Because you're going so fast, it ends up being fast to do it this way, even if you don't have a mushroom. These shortcuts where I'm not using an item are called no item shortcuts, or NISCs, which is a really difficult little acronym to say, but I will try my best.
Yeah, and just for clarification, yeah, this is not a real category, but we've been talking about having Amber on for a little bit, and then the first wave of tracks came out, and we're like, hey, you want to show off the new tracks? Yeah!
I can do that.
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
So we're just showcasing everything that's out at the moment. Doing some Mario Kart 8 fast, and hope you all enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're wondering about the build, the cart and character selection here is trying to be fine-tuned for being able to play as many tracks as possible, as fast as possible. On specific tracks, there are going to be builds better than this one, but like overall, this is the ideal. So Roy, Donkey Kong, and Waluigi are all the same weight class that is like kind of optimal. And then we want to be maximizing our mini turbo stat otherwise. So we're picking Bitty Buggy, which is the best cart, and Roller Tires, which are the best tires, and one of the gliders that boosts your acceleration because it also boosts your mini turbo. Mini turbo is actually a hidden stat in the game. You can't see it, but it's most closely aligned with your acceleration stat. However, we still do want to have some top speed, and the character influences top speed more than any cart pieces do. So we're going to pick a heavyweight character, in this case, Roy, DK Waluigi. Roy is the best one because, I mean, look at these sunglasses. Are you kidding me? Yeah, and we don't pick the absolute heaviest character because we still want even more mini turbo stat, but so Bowser, Dry Bowser, Wario, Morton, those guys are off limits.
So that'd be maximizing your top speed and less mini turbo if you pick those ones?
Yep, the heavier the character, the higher your top speed, the lower your acceleration. Waluigi is in the same class as Donkey Kong. I know, it doesn't really make any sense.
It's because he's so tall, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, even, yeah. I mean, he's like almost 7 feet, I think. I don't know. He's dense. Oh my gosh.
So you're just speeding through these couple early tracks. I assume they are going to get more tricky as we go?
Yes. Mushroom Cup is one of the easier cups. Sweet Sweet Canyon has a really nice just series of drifts that's very satisfying to pull off. And unfortunately, I didn't line myself up quite right. This is a good track to explain soft drifting, actually. I mentioned it a little bit earlier, I think, maybe. But there's a specific like angle range that I can be holding between sideways and just a little under 45 degrees. And that will charge my drift at the fastest possible rate, but I won't be turning as hard as possible. And that's really, really important because it lets me get more boosts while, like, I don't need to commit to a super, super tight turn. Because that ends up being slower a lot of the time. I want to make it so that I'm going a little bit more smoothly, so I want to have more control over my drifts. And then having more control over my drifts and being able to charge them really fast at the same time is like really, really, really helpful. Another drifting technique that I do a fair bit is called neutral stick drifting. That charges at the slowest possible rate, but if you're not touching the control stick at all, you actually go faster than if your control stick has any input. Any amount of input on the analog stick causes the cart to move a little bit slower. So being able to turn at a really wide angle and charge the mini turbo slower is sometimes faster because of how fast you're moving through that turn. It's only really useful for really big turns, but it happens every once in a while.
I was going to say, is that just like really long turns where you're holding the drift for a really long time?
Yep, there's a couple of them in the DLC that I'll try to mention. What? Okay, that's unfortunate. That skip doesn't normally cause me any grief like that, but whatever. This is actually a really unfortunate track to make a mistake like that on, because Thwomp Ruins is like the first big introduction to global cycles. There are a lot of tracks with moving parts on the level, and those moving parts most of the time are exactly the same from the very start of the track, so you can make things mostly consistent. Unfortunately, falling off means I lose 3 seconds, which means I'm no longer on the fastest cycle. It doesn't matter too much here because the only real thing with moving parts is like this shortcut that gets opened up. And usually you're going so fast that you can't even do it in lap 3. But because I made a pretty nasty mistake, I'm actually going to be able to take this shortcut, and it's going to reduce how painful that skip was. So these rolling rocks are pretty difficult to avoid sometimes, but I guess I'm not going to take the shortcut because I just kind of didn't line myself up correctly. Whoops.
Oh no.
Happens sometimes. It's okay. It's fine. We're fine. And that is Mushroom Cup. Do I have motion controls turned on for gliding? No, I don't, but I know that some time trialers do that. I don't actually do any time trials with mushrooms, personally. The items throw me off a lot of the time, and I'm much more focused on doing versus race speedruns. So when I do time trials without mushrooms, which uses a different leaderboard set. And I just haven't been incorporating Motion Glider yet, because it's a lot.
So is Motion Glider optimal or just a different choice?
There are a couple of tracks where you can stack sideways movement in the air with the analog stick and Motion Glider. It's really only useful for time trials because if I remember correctly, you have to be holding to the left or right and then pause the game and then turn on Motion Glider and then turn. So you're stacking them like that. So it's not viable RTA, I don't believe.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. This is the Switch Pro controller. Yep, Mythos. Just taking a moment to answer questions in chat. This is a pretty fun track. It's one of the tracks where I'm kind of alternating between soft drifting and neutral drifting because of how big some of these turns are. I'm either not touching the control stick at all to move quickly through a turn, or I'm just touching at a soft drift angle to charge a little faster and turn a little sharper. Unfortunately, I got nicked by the off-road there, which is unfortunate.
So is it this game or a different one where you want to minimize the amount of times you're adjusting your drift angle during a turn?
That would be this one, yeah. And honestly, with most racing games, turning is slower than having a stable direction. You really do want to commit to an angle. So this is Toad Harbor. This is another track with global cycles, these subway cars that are coming along here. This track is surprisingly difficult. It's one of the first tracks that I would say is like a lot harder as a speedrun than playing just casually. Like, it's deceptive. And it's mostly because of this turn right here in laps 2 and 3. As long as I stick with the pattern with like the global cycle, you're gonna see that I'm gonna be cutting it really close to a subway car on the final turn of both lap 2 and lap 3. And being able to do things like consistently multiple laps in a row is a really, really important skill, since pretty much every track, with only a few exceptions, you're running the laps, like you're running the exact same thing 3 times, or roughly the exact same thing 3 times. All right, so here's this first green car, and yep, okay, that was fine.
Yeah, that's a little spooky.
Yeah, lap 3 might be a bit closer than that. So being consistent is really important. Being able to execute the same stuff over and over again is a really, really important skill. That one was about the same. Pretty good. Honestly, that was a really good Toad Harbor. I'm pretty happy with that.
I love it when the victory falls in the canal.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of that, there's a chance that when that happens, the game can just like freeze for 2 seconds or 3 seconds before loading the next track. It's really common on Music Park for some reason, so keep an eye on that. That's going to be the 11th, no, word's difficult. 27th track, maybe 29th. No, 29th is TikTok Clock. Yeah, 27th is Music Park, I believe. Wow, how do I recall that sort of thing? Wow.
I don't know. I was gonna say, don't ask me. I'm bad at counting. You heard me do my intro. I could barely get my words right, let alone count.
Yeah, apparently I can do that sort of stuff in my head, but I can't actually drive the track. We're goofing. We're having a good time. This is chill. This is fun. Is it the 27th? Hell yeah. Oops, sorry, language.
You're
coins.
fine.
Okay.
I think you can use hell and be all right.
This is amazing. Thank you for having me on again. I hope everybody's having fun.
Yeah, I reached out to Amber because Amber was on we did a showcase of some Mario Kart 8 and just Mario Kart stuff in general, about like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, I think it was Pianist and I were there. Pianist did another thing at another point, I know.
Yeah.
That was a while ago.
There's been some changes, some new skips, and people have been getting better, so just wanted to invite Amber on and just show the new stuff. So we're just going to be hanging out, having some fun with Mario Kart 8 today.
All right. Moving on to the 8th track in the run. This is Shy Guy Falls. This track has a very, very, very big shortcut. This is a very big NISC, no item shortcut. If you know the track, you know where the shortcut is. I'm going to be doing it without a mushroom, and the way that I'm going to be doing this is by jumping off a very specific part of the geometry of the track that's a little bit higher elevation than the rest of the track, and that's going to give me just a little bit of extra height so that I can land on the ramp and jump over pretty much the entire off-road. So that's going to happen right here, and then I'm going to be doing a delayed trick after I go off of the ramp, so watch this. Oh no, I messed up.
Oh no.
At least, well, the good thing is that I get 2 more tries. I get 2 more tries.
You're just building up the suspense. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm so sorry I should have practiced that a little bit more. It's okay, we get 2 more tries. Oh, one fun thing, this waterfall actually does push you down, so jumping is faster than just driving up the waterfall. And you jump by hitting the trick button, drift button, and just like pressing it, you do a little hop. jump and delayed trick. There we go. I got it. Easy game.
Nice.
Easy game. Actually, for children. Literally, it's a party game.
You're just showing us the difference. That, you know, demonstrating the time save.
Okay, that was a really, really good waterfall section. And I'm going to be driving down. Land, start the drift, jump off the level geometry, delayed trick. Perfect. Easy game. It's not hard. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I took my hand off the controller. Why does this keep happening? What's going on?
Oh my god, Amber.
Oh my god.
So there's a question in chat to distract you a little bit.
Sure.
How much does hitting the other racers when you're lapping them affect you? Like, because you're going so fast, you're lapping the other racers. How much do they get in the way? Like, how much do you have to worry about that?
It is definitely something to worry about. It's not super important. Like, the nice thing is, if you play well, you only run into them towards the very end of the track, and like you're coming up on them, and that can kind of help you avoid them, which is nice. Like, there are going to be a couple of tracks, mostly later in bonus tracks, where if I don't get the max boost, the second place computer will get a full boost and has a chance of like bumping into me, and that can throw off my entire line. So it's really important that I get a full boost so that the computers don't bump into me, but it doesn't actually cause too many problems with lapping them. That was a pretty long explanation, but I think it was pretty thorough.
No, you're good. It was a good answer.
I think I got it, yeah.
How much of that is just because you're heavy and you can bump them out of your way even if they are in your way?
Yeah, that's not nothing about it. Bitty Buggy is like super light, unfortunately, but we do have a bit of weight, which helps us stay on the track for most of these. What's the logic behind jumping over the boosts? So sometimes tricking is going to be slower than like an SMT or UMT, the second, third tiers of drifts. The second and third tiers of drifts with such a high mini turbo stat, which I've got here, is like, they're so fast that it's actually faster than tricking, because when you trick, you get your speed set to a specific value, versus when you boost, it's a multiplier. Usually tricking is faster than mini turbos, but for super mini turbos and ultra mini turbos, it is faster a lot of the time than tricking. All right, here's the eel. Oh gosh. What's up?
I was gonna say, how long does the speed boost from the SMT and the UMT last? Like,
I don't know the frame count off the top of my head. Sorry.
I'm assuming it degrades over time, and then like once it's done, then tricking is faster again. Is more of like what I'm curious
pretty
about.
Much. Yeah,
Okay.
it is. It's one of those delays over time. Yep. Yeah, you want to preserve the length of your mini turbos, so the trick happening later is important. How many points do I have online if I play online? I think I have like 7 or 8K. I really don't play online very often. Yep, this is a really good track with some really good music. It's a fun one to drive. This is the best Mario Kart. Easy.
Yeah, this is great. Even like casually, this one's just really good.
And there's so much content.
And especially with all the extra tracks coming in, it's like so much stuff. But if you do have questions, feel free to keep asking them. As you've noticed, both Amber and myself are watching, and we have some other people in chat who are dropping the more specific answers when we're not entirely certain, talking about, you know, weight values and how long boosts last. So if we're not entirely certain, somebody in chat might be able to get you covered as well.
Yeah, Jetline in chat in specific is one of the verifiers for no item shortcut speed time trials. Sorry, no item time trials, just in general. Not no item shortcut, why did I say that? Just shroomless time trials have a separate leaderboard. Jet is one of the verifiers for that. He knows a lot about the game.
And we appreciate people hanging out, answering questions.
The quick answer for the cart and character options thing is that mini turbo is the most important stat, so we get that from Bitty Buggy and Roller Tires and the Cloud Glider. But then we still need some top speed, so we get that from a heavy character, but we don't pick the heaviest character because we still want more top speed, or more acceleration. We don't pick the heaviest because we still want more drifting stat. Words. Difficult. Anyways.
That was a good explanation.
This is Electrodrome. In my opinion, this is actually like the least entertaining track to drive on when there's no items. Like, I got to admit, this track is more fun with items. There's not much going on here. It's just a bunch of big drifts, and it's kind of boring. But it's got good tunes. You know, this game has an absolutely incredible soundtrack. The jazz fusion, it's just really good. Who is the heaviest? That would be Bowser and Morton, I believe. Excuse me. All right, and here we have the first track where we're not doing laps. This is Mount Wario. This track is really fun, and it's got a lot of cool stuff going on. First is that big trick right there, and then we're gonna also do, this is a little scary. Oh yeah, there we go. Had to take it a little tight. No worries, we're all good. Gonna hit this glider, and then hit this lower boost here, and then hit this one as well, land with a drift. And that pushes us in the right direction afterwards. Get a super mini turbo trick here, hit this boost, and this boost, and this boost. Get that coin trick. And this is faster. You can just hop. And that's a lot faster than like turning and stuff, on 200cc at least. I don't actually know for 150, if 150 is faster to do that, or if there's a specific path that is fastest. I don't play 150. This slalom section is incredibly difficult, and that was pretty flawless. Oh, that's something. Okay, we're fine. Everything's fine. And one more little shortcut there. You can just kind of bounce up that hill and charge a drift in midair. That was really good. That was really, really good. Oh my gosh.
How does charging a drift in midair work?
You can just hold the angle while you're moving in midair, and it'll charge it, like it'll keep charging the drift, even though you won't necessarily be turning. Like, you start the drift on the ground, and then you like bounce into the air and keep holding the drift.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. There'll be a few times where I'll be able to point it out a little bit better. That happen a little bit, like, that one happens really fast, and there's a couple tracks in retro tracks, which is like the next set of 16 after Special Cup here. I'll be able to explain it. Oh no! Whoops! Took the turn too tight. Yikes! You know, even the best of us make mistakes.
That's just good life advice in general. Do you have a favorite set of tracks in this run?
My favorite set of tracks is just bonus tracks as a whole. It is the most skip-heavy section, and it's also probably the hardest section, but it's the one that I've put the most time into. And it's got my favorite skips in it. It's got my favorite tracks in it. I think that Triforce Cup is probably my favorite cup. That is Wario's Gold Mine, SNES Rainbow Road, Ice Ice Outpost, and Hyrule Circuit. Those tracks are all just very, very good. Yeah, the horns accentuate how I move my head around a lot when I'm actually playing the game.
I feel like that's kind of a universal thing when people are really into a racing game.
Probably.
When you get really into it and you're focused and you just lean a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Bone Dry Dunes has a pretty fun skip in it that I only go for in laps 2 and 3 because I just don't have the space to do it in lap 1. Like, I already passed the place where I could have done it. It is just a really, really cool NISC. I call it Panda Strat because Panda is a time trialer who I saw do it first, and that's just the person that I watched do it over and over again before I learned how to do it. So I give props to Panda, who is an Australian time trialer, for this strat right here. Gonna charge a mini turbo, get an SMT off of just kind of bouncing in the air. It's a pretty fun skip. You start the drift early, soft drift to get a mini turbo pretty quickly, and then hold that soft drift as you bounce off of the edge of the track onto the off-road, land on the off-road with an SMT, then release the drift and get your boost, and it's really, really cool. Panda's version of the cut is an even bigger gap, and it goes over some of that off-road, or some of that open air into the sand. It's an incredibly aggressive cut, but I mean, if you're a time trialer, you can just do it over and over again. But in a run, it's a little bit less consistent, so that's a little bit of a safer version of it. Regardless, it's super, super good. I am a sheep, Lord Setite. Whoa, it's fine. We're good. Okay. We're good. Thank you for the compliments on the horns, everybody. I'm very happy with them. So here's Bowser's Castle. This track has some of the hardest global cycles in the game. There's also this really scary jump here. Yeet, we're good. That was pretty light, honestly. I barely skipped any of the section of the track. I'm gonna go for it again in lap 2, and we're gonna skip a lot. It's gonna be pretty fun. I hope you're ready for the big yeet.
Would it be enough that you'd call the big yeetus, or is that
No,
reserved for bigger
no,
ones?
Sure. No, this is the biggest yeet in the run. So gonna get this trick and then yeet. That was really good. You can definitely get even more airtime there, but I had a really good line.
I'm seeing more questions about your controller. I believe you already said it's a Switch Pro controller.
Yes, it is. This is actually the 5th Switch Pro controller I'm on because the shoulder buttons on these controllers are made out of soft plastic membrane material, kind of like a bad keyboard. Barely didn't get punched there. Oh my goodness. The shoulder buttons on these controllers are pretty garbage, but the analog stick is the best it's the best out of any controller I've played with, so it's worth it. Yeah, lap 3 gets even scarier. Well, I mean, it kind of just depends on where you are in the cycle. Anyways, that was Bowser's Castle. That track's scary. Now we have Rainbow Road, which is not scary if you know how to brake. You need to be able to hold drift and accelerate and brake at the same time. It's called brake drifting. You have to kind of tap brake. You don't want to hold it necessarily. You just want to be pressing it and releasing it over and over again, and that kind of lets you turn sharply and still drift at the same time, and you don't fall off. You end up going slower, but Yeah, and brake drifting is incredibly necessary for that for those 2 turns, and like several other turns on this track, and several other tracks. I'm going like there's just braking that happens occasionally. That's a skip. Didn't really preface that.
You just flew right off the track. Probably spooked a few people who weren't familiar.
Yeah. So okay, gonna be braking here again, and we're good. Got through that. Get a trick there, do a drift here. And yeah, so yeah, this is another skip. This is another one where we're charging a drift in midair. You can see the light go from blue on the back of Biddy Buggy to orange, like right before I release the Super Mini Turbo. You'll see it again in midair for this next one.
Oh, I didn't even notice that little light was there. I was always just looking at the flame colors.
Yeah, you can actually see it, like, it's also that's the sparks that are happening.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can see it'll turn orange for just a moment, and I'm gonna charge it in midair here, and it'll happen again.
Yeah, I was always looking at the wheels. I didn't know you could look there too.
This is all about braking. Jumps off the edge of the world. Yep, exactly. So now we're on to retro tracks. This is Moo Moo Meadows from Mario Kart Wii. Absolutely incredible violin solo. Fun fact, I used to play violin. I started playing violin in 4th grade, and I stopped when I entered college because I didn't have the time. But maybe I'll play again at some point. Probably not, though. I genuinely still don't have the time. And also, that was like 6-7 years ago. A while.
I've heard that exact story of starting to play insert instrument here, then stopped in college because I ran out of time so many times before.
Yep. Got a little cheeky trick off of that Monty Mole there. Should you trick in every jump? No, not necessarily. So tricking sets you to a specific speed, and Super Mini Turbos and Ultra Mini Turbos are a little faster than that, with this combination at least. So you want to be kind of maximizing how much of a boost you get from your Supers and Ultras.
Someone's asking how you're managing to switch between the cups without going to the menu.
So I'm playing on Versus Race with items turned off and the tracks set to in order and the number of tracks set to, well, normally it would be 48, but in this case it's 32, and then we're going to take a little break, and then I'm going to do the other 24 after that. This is GBA Mario Circuit. I kind of messed up at the very beginning, but I still managed to get that one skip there. This track has 8 skips in it. So I already got 1. Here's 2. And then here's 3. And this is one we don't do in lap 1, and I kind of messed it up. Started the drift a little too early, so then I didn't land in the spot where I'm supposed to kind of hop on the off-road. That was 4. And 5. 3 more after this. 6. And then, yep, 2 more. How many tracks have we gone through so far? This is 18. This is track number 18. After this, we have Cheap Cheap Beach, and then Toad's Turnpike, which is not a fun track at all.
How tight are the timing on those little hops when you're going off-road there to cut those corners?
It's not frame perfect. If you end up being frame perfect, like the more time you spend on the track, the more speed you lose. It's a pretty generous window for keeping your mini turbos in the off-road. I don't know exact frame counts.
But it's not a super tight timing, at least?
No, it's not. It's like at least like 4 or 5 frames. It's probably even more than that. It's probably like 8 or something. Like, it's pretty generous.
Yeah, so pretty easy to put in some practice and pick it up at least.
Yeah. Ooh, I kind of hit the off-road there just a moment, but likewise, I was able to keep my drift because sometimes the game just kind of lets you. Yeah. Yeah, you can eyeball most of them is a good way to put it. Like, if you know what to look for, you can release it and get it most of the time.
Yeah, last time you and I forgot their name already. The other person
Pianist.
were on the show. What was that?
Pianist.
Yeah, last time you and Pianist were on the show, I remember I booted up the game and I started trying some of the stuff that you were both going into detail, like explaining how to do. It was surprising how easy it was to get it, but hard it was to get it consistently, you know?
Right. Like it's pretty easy to know what you're supposed to do once you like try it a couple of times, but actually getting it is kind of tough.
Yeah, it was fun being able to go in and be like, wow, I just destroyed my old record by a lot. And I messed up a whole bunch more, and you could kind of see how much time you could save if you really put in the time and getting good at it.
You don't get how I can read chat during tracks? Like, look at where my eyes are. I'm playing the track right now, and I'm looking at chat, and I just get to do both. It's not that difficult. Oh no, this track is terrible because the hitboxes on these cars are bigger than the cars. It's deceptive and very frustrating.
I've also noticed just in general, there's a thing where once you've put in a certain amount of time into something, you're not putting as much focus into paying attention, and then people are able to read chat more easily.
Yeah. Yeah, the person who was also on Hotfix with me was Pianist 15. It is pronounced, the A is overpronounced on purpose.
Okay.
Previously, the two of us and MK Jacob were on as a 3-person relay of all tracks at SGDQ 2020 online.
Someone's asking about the car RNG on these.
Yeah, so there are 4 different patterns of cars, but really there are only 2 different patterns of cars. There's a lighter pattern and a heavier pattern. We got one of the lighter patterns. Then there are 2 versions of each of those where one version has one of the lanes in the opposite direction, and that doesn't actually really make too big of a difference. Excuse me. Here we have Dry Desert. This track has a ridiculous skip that is faster even if you completely mess it up. So if you play on 200cc, you should keep an eye on this, and I am actually going to take a second to pause to turn on the map to show this. And I should have had the map on the entire time, apologies. But I'm just gonna... Yeah, so I shouldn't have hopped over that. You can actually, like, just kind of drive through it and it gives you your boost, and it's pretty bonkers. This is another Panda track. Absolutely. Panda is just an absolute legend in this game. But that shortcut is faster even if you just drive in that straight line, like... But if you can charge a mini turbo and actually charge a super mini turbo here, you can do that, and that's pretty sick. And you can see just how much farther ahead I am from second. Uh-oh. Yeah, that was just a bad angle on that. Yep. Lowercase a, Rayam Dusk, please.
Yeah, unfortunately the layout capitalizes it, but
Well, if it's
Amber.
if it's all caps, that's fine.
Yeah, it's the same logic that Author Blues uses. All
Right.
lowercase, all uppercase, nothing in between.
Right, exactly. Do I like 8's version of keeping you on the track unless you nail a skip, or the way skips used to work, where you could wipe out more? I really like I really like how Mario Kart 8 works, just in general. I like how the skips function for the most part. There are some interactions with off-road that just don't work, and that's a little annoying when it happens, but it's not too bad. This track is probably secretly one of the hardest ones. It is pretty bumpy, and you have significantly less traction in the middle of the track versus on the edges. So you want to be hugging the edges right next to the off-road to go as fast as possible, so that because you'll actually stick to the track better. And also this skip right here, you want to release the mini turbo earlier, but you're supposed to release it later. And it's like you're fighting what feels right on most other tracks, and you're supposed to wait. It's a difficult track. It's secretly very hard.
I feel like that's pretty common in racing games. There's, a track that looks simple but just has a bunch of tech. You wouldn't notice it unless somebody mentions
exactly.
it.
How important are coins for skips? I haven't mentioned coins pretty much at all yet, but coins increase your top speed, if you did not know. Getting up to 10 is very, very important. It's the difference between, I think 10 coins is equivalent to 2.5 full bars on full blocks on the top speed bar. It's a very significant difference. It saves 2 to 4 seconds per minute of driving, 10 coins versus 0 coins. The faster you're going, the easier it is to do a lot of skips, but most skips are doable on 0 coins and 10 coins. Even Yoshi Circuit Waterfall Skip, if you know that one.
Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about, yeah. Is it one of those things where it's there's a lot of coins that aren't in the best racing path? Is it worth getting them on the first lap, but then not afterwards sort of deal?
There are, sometimes yes. There are going to be some times where they're just too far out of the way. But for the most part, it's trying to get up to 10 as quickly as possible. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I assume most tracks just have a route for these are the optimal 10 coins to grab.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So fun fact about this track, this is Royal Raceway from the N64. And in the N64 version, you could go up to Peach's Castle. You can't do that here. However, another thing that's interesting that they did keep is that in the N64 version, the skybox was pink. And it wasn't a blue sky. And they kept the sort of pink sky for Mario Kart 8's version. And I just think that that's a very nice touch.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Gonna have a little bit more water. Fun fact, my old username was Another Castle, and my first profile picture was Peach's Castle from N64 Royal Raceway. I didn't get any water. I'll get it after this track. This is Donkey Kong Jungle. This track has a super bounce. I'm gonna get a mini turbo and then a bounce. And you go very, very far.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that 3 for 3, hopefully. Totally whiffed that drift, but whatever, it's fine. This is another track where we end up just getting very, very far ahead of second. However, this track is very long, so I don't think we're going to end up lapping people unless it's at the very tail end of lap 3. It's been a minute since I've actually played through retro tracks. Don't remember off the top of my head if I actually do get to lap people. I think I do. Yeah. Mini turbo and trick, get that super bounce again. Gonna get a drift on that last ramp there so that I can push me in the right direction and I can charge that perfect timing. It's really good. Yeah, 3 for 3 super bounce. Love to see it.
That just looks really good when you get it.
It's so fun. Oh my gosh, it's incredibly satisfying. Have you been watching for 4 races now and just noticed that there are no items? Is that even an option? Yep, if you go into versus race, you can set it to no items or no items and no coins, but no items and no coins is dumb because coins increase your top speed and items slow you down. So you want coins, but you don't want items. Those bounces were fantastic, thank you. Yeah, items runs are terrible. RNG is not very fun. No items is a much more popular category among like once you get to like high skill runs. Like the nice thing about this category, like the nice thing about Mario Kart speedrunning in general is that you can just pick up the game and play because it's a racing game. It wants you to finish the tracks, right? It's always pushing you forward. You can never not finish a run. I forgot to drink water again. Oh my god.
I'm gonna have to remind you after this one.
Please do.
And it's also one of those things where, since it's a racing game, if you enjoy the RNG of items, you can go ahead and do that. You should play how you want to play, you know?
Absolutely. You can always, like, it's one of the easiest games to just pick up and do a run of. And it's also got an incredibly high skill ceiling, so that's fantastic. I totally messed up at the start of that lap, but it's okay. No big deal. This is another track where I'm like charging a mini turbo in midair. I haven't really been mentioning that. Charge mini turbo here as an example, and right here as well. And these are just because like there's a turn afterwards, and I want to be getting a big boost going into that turn. Yep, I am going to be using the same build for the entire run because there's no menuing through this. It's just going to be versus race in order, and then like 32 races, and then 24 more to make it 56. Normally I would do 48 and 16, or 48 and 8, I guess. But we need to take a break in the middle of it, so we're going to be doing that.
All right, water reminder.
Thank you. Post your sip emotes. All right, this is Sherbet Land from the GameCube, and it has very low traction, and it's kind of tough. One thing to note is that both of these shortcuts are actually slow cuts. They are not faster. So I'm going to be taking a pretty scary drift here to not fall into that one. And then this really cool trick. I just think that's like one of the most satisfying tricks in the game. Not the most. That one comes in Wildwoods. All right, let's try this again here. Scary drift, what we got there, everything's fine. And then, yeah, it's so good. It's so good.
Seems like there's a few people who are not appreciators of this track in chat.
Yeah, this track's not super fun. It's one of those tracks where if you do fall into the water, these shortcuts lose you multiple seconds, which is super frustrating. That was the closest yet. Yeah, but we're fine. And there we go. That's the end of that one. Got through it clean. Love to see it. Hop, skip, jump. Yeah, that is what it is, I guess, in a way. All right, now we have Music Park. This track has another super bounce. This also has a risk of causing the game to freeze for 2 or 3 seconds at the end of the track if the AI after the finish line falls off the track on this turn in particular. So just keep an eye out for if the game freezes for a second. We have no clue like why the game freezes, but we do have we know what causes it at least. I barely got that glider. Wow. Holy moly. That glider is faster than just taking the track. Just because you want to be moving in like as straight of a line as possible from point A to point B, like from turn to turn. And a lot of times, like a trick or like a ramp going in an arc is gonna just be more movement than going in a straight line on the ground. Here's another little bounce. We're not actually getting a mini turbo there, so it's not a super bounce, but we're using that drift to change our direction, even though we're not getting a boost from it. But this one is a super bounce.
That super bounce into cutting over the off-road just looks really smooth.
It's so good. There's a lot of really satisfying, like visually satisfying tricks in this game. Okay. Last one. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna hug the left wall there because that has a better chance of the AI not falling off. Hey, we're good. Yeah, okay, good. We avoided the game freezing on us for 2 or 3 seconds. That was actually strats. That was actually strats. Like running into the wall at the end of that track was actually the right thing to do. I can't believe I just did that. Alright, so I'm going to be taking the fastest path through Yoshi Valley. If you don't know that this is the fastest path, now you know that this is the fastest path. Also, there's a really fun shortcut here. Oh, wow, that was unfortunate. Watch this.
Oh, wow.
Yep, you can just hop. It's great. I'm gonna be doing something a little riskier. There's a faster way to do that. I'll try it in lap 2, and if I don't get it, I'm probably not gonna go for it in lap 3. But if I do get it, I mean, maybe I'll try for it again, because it is a little faster. Instead of doing a hop, you can just drift up.
Oh.
I got it. Let's go.
Gaming.
Gaming. I'm gonna go for it in lap 3 too. Why not?
So what does hopping off-road do for you? Like when you miss a skip, I notice you've been hopping when you're off-road. Does that like reduce your slowdown?
Yep, exactly. It reduces slowdown. I just kind of forgot about doing the drift. Thank you, King Boo, for pushing me. Thank you. Speed boost. Let's go. 420 points. Let's go. Good evening, gamers. How's it going, chat? How is everybody doing? Oh, here's another cycle-based track. I'm actually gonna shut up and focus. This track is super, super good, but it's even better if I get everything right. And I didn't because the computer bumped into me.
Oh, no.
That's like this is a cycle-based track too.
No.
That's like the worst part. Oh my gosh, I'm mad. I'm not actually mad. There are 4 tracks left here. Can I go to time trials before our break and do this track again?
Yes.
Thank you.
We'd planned on showcasing some skips at the end of the showcase, so if you want to showcase them now, this one now for the run back, that's fine.
Good. Thank you. This track is very, very fun, and it's especially good when I get everything right on it. There's 2 specific things about it. Yeah, I can do this still. That one's fun. Taking advantage of where the clock hands are in their cycles is important.
You know, I never even thought about taking the hands like that.
Now you have.
Yeah.
No way! How did I just? Oh my gosh! I'm ruined. I'm actually ruined. Holy moly! Well, okay. That was not how TikTok clock is supposed to go at all. Okay.
Yeah, someone in chat, this is like, I'm too scared to do that. I might be the same.
Fair. Here we have Piranha Plant Slide. This is another very long track. This is from the 3DS. Gonna just kind of drift through that section to get a Super Mini Turbo to push us here. I'm gonna try to take this a little safe. Okay, that wasn't bad. I had to brake drift there to not run into the wall. And I'm gonna be drifting off of that ramp so that this UNT lines me up. Actually, I just got an SMT. Then gonna do a drift around this corner, and that's the lap. And it's the exact same thing all 3 laps. It's just pretty precise. This is a pretty tough track. Very good. Played it a little safe on those turns there. Gonna be getting a couple of coins here. That was good. One more lap. This track is really tough, and so far I've done strats pretty well, 2 for 2. Let's see if I can't get lap 3 pretty well as well. I don't know it too well, Jet, sorry. There's a YouTube video that a Mario Kart time trialer named Awoken made where she talks about the time trial set for this track and how absolutely incredible it is. I think it's a 150 record, but I don't know for certain. Regardless, it's a good piece of YouTube content. I'm pretty sure that every track that I would want in this game, Ezekiel, is gonna be in the DLC. Like, pretty sure. There's still quite a few more tracks on the way. 40 of them, in fact. Here we have Grumble Volcano. 2 more tracks before the little pause in the run. This track falls apart over the course of the run, but most of the lines that we're taking is on safe ground. That's a fun little mini turbo strat where you kind of just go through the off-road sections but keep your mini turbos because this track is really bumpy and it just kind of lets you. It's very, very silly. The road is merely a suggestion. Oh, geez, what the... Okay.
Did you, like, crash into the ramp instead of jumping off of it?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what that was, honestly.
But you still, like, tricked off of it? That was real weird.
Yeah. This game kind of just has some strange physics interactions occasionally. I do believe the Grumble Volcano cycle is faster on 200cc, yes. Ooh, well, I just kind of missed the glider there. That happens occasionally. I almost got that mini turbo as well, but that was a pretty good Grumble Volcano, I think. There's a chance of a freeze glitch here. Hopefully we don't get one. Fingers crossed. No! Wow, that took so long!
That was a long freeze, yeah.
Dang. That has happened before, John. I'm not saying the thing. All right, so here is the last track before our little pause. Only one lap of this, it's just split into 3 sections because a 4-minute track on 200cc would be absolutely absurd. Or 3.5 minute or whatever. Gonna do a drift here. All right. And pausing will be when I hit, like, view results, not when I hit finish line.
Okay.
All right, and that is, I guess I'll have to look at the stream to see what the finish line time is. That would be for a 32 tracks run, pause.
Finish line time was like a 59:37.
Oh, nice. That's pretty good. It's not terrible. Oh my gosh, Tim. Okay, yes, I want to show this time trial because it's really, really cool. And actually, I'm just going to show the ghost to make sure that I get to show it.
Okay.
So, take a look at this, y'all. This is what I wanted to do, but couldn't. This is not the absolute fastest strats. These are the strats that are, like, safe to do in a run. So the big thing is just the lap, like the end of the lap has a pretty ridiculous thing. Here we go.
Okay.
Yeah, you just get to do that.
You just bounce off the hands even though they're not in a good position.
Exactly. And you do pretty much the same thing in lap 3 as well. Okay, got that one as well. Not the cleanest in my ghost. I definitely can improve this time.
That's so typical. You're showing off like a ghost. Let's make sure we get it right. Now you're criticizing your ghost.
Yeah,
It's like just speedrunner brain, you know?
Right. Gosh, this could definitely be better. I mean, I put in all of the inputs, but... And yeah, so then you do the exact same thing as lap 1 and lap 3 and just kind of drive over it, and it just works. It's really cool. That's all no mushrooms, by the way. No mushrooms. That's just pure driving. One of the most fun runs. One of the most fun tracks. Okay, now is a good time to take a little bio break, use the bathroom, stand up, stretch, get some water, all that.
Yeah, like Amber said, we are going to be taking a break here. We like to do wellness breaks here on Hotfix, so definitely do all the things that she just said. But also, as a quick reminder, Hotfix is funded in part thanks to your subscriptions and bits, and we'd really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in just about 5 minutes with more Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, so stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the Community Spotlight. We just took a quick wellness break, and we're going to be getting back into the tracks that we haven't finished just yet. But before we do that, just a quick reminder that you can find all of our VODs on YouTube, youtube.com/gamesdonequick. If you missed any of our shows, you can go back, check them out. If you missed the first part of this show, you can go back and watch it once it's up there as well. If you're watching on YouTube, you can check us out live on twitch.tv/gamesdonequick, starting weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern and weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern. We'd love to have you along. And we're going to just, I think, get right back into it. I think before we do, we've had a lot of people asking questions who missed the start. So why don't you give another quick rundown of the mini turbos explanation you gave her at the top of the show?
Yeah, so I've been saying like this acronym a couple of times, SMT, Super Mini Turbo, and UMT, Ultra Mini Turbo. Those are the second and third tiers of drifting. We're going to be going very, very fast, and I'm going to be trying to say what all of my inputs are and what all the route is and all of that, especially as we get into the best part of the run, which is all of the DLC and all of the bonus tracks. This is the second half. This is the fun half. Well, not like the other part wasn't fun, but this is even more fun. This is gonna be a good time. I hope you're all excited. What number track is this? We are now on 33 of 56. So from 24 races, we're gonna go Egg Cup, Triforce Cup, Crossing Cup, Bell Cup, Golden Dash, Lucky Cat. And right after Big Blue, in order, goes to Paris Promenade, so we don't have to do any extra menuing there. And yeah, timer resumes in 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So this is bonus tracks. When you're like using shorthand to describe the tracks, you'll use like a little lowercase r to denote retro tracks, but then you'll use a lowercase d to denote all of these bonus tracks because they were DLC from Mario Kart 8 for Wii U. This is obviously the Switch port of the Wii U game. And then these new tracks after this are DLC for the Switch, but they are booster course pass tracks and get a lowercase b. So it's a little backwards, but that's just kind of the way that it worked out. So here we have Yoshi Circuit. I kind of butchered the first lap, but it's fine. This track has a trillion tiny things that you can optimize on it, and it's the gatekeeper of runs a lot of the time, just because like there's so many ways for the thing to go wrong.
And of course, we have to point out that the track is a Yoshi.
Yes, the track is also shaped like Yoshi. If you did not know, congrats, you're one of today's lucky 10,000 to take the XKCD reference. Waterfall cut, very, very fun. There's another strategy that you can do for this little tunnel section where you get a UMT and then an MT afterwards, but I usually get an SMT and then take a straight line instead of trying to get a couple of extra drifts. The extra drifts are obviously faster, they're a lot more precise. There are a couple of times where stuff close to snaking is like the fastest. Excuse me.
Oh no. Chat's getting into what Yoshi is shaped like discourse now.
Yoshi is a horse because Yoshi lays eggs. So this is Excite Bike Arena. This track is random. If you didn't know, in Versus Race, there are 5 different like sets of ramps that can appear in any order. So that ends up being, excuse me, word's difficult, sorry. There are 5 things appear in any order, so that's 120 different combinations. But then on top of that, there are 2 different patterns for the way that coins and mud are distributed across the track. So that means that there are 240 combinations for Excite Bike Arena.
Oh my goodness.
And we got the worse of the 2 coin patterns, and we got the right, left, right ramps into the 5 ramps, which are both really, really bad combinations. This is a terrible Excite Bike Arena. Literally, like, by the numbers, this is a worse than average one.
And this is RNG that only happens if you're doing circuits, right? Because it's static and time trial?
Yep, it is the same pattern every time in time trials, yes. We got very bad RNG for this track. Getting the 0 ramps, like just flat line with no coins or anything to collect as like the first chunk is bad. We got the slower mud patterns with fewer coins along the track, and we got a pattern that doesn't let us do a drifting strategy on one of the specific. For the 5 ramps one, which happened right after the right, left, right on that one, you can drift on the first ramp and then hit the 3rd ramp with a mini turbo and jump over the 4th and 5th ones. It's kind of silly, but it's a lot faster than just tricking on the thing, which I had to do because of what ramps we got. Anyways, this is Dragon Driftway. This track has a bonkers skip right away. Unfortunately, I kind of hit the wall a couple times, but it's fine because I can still do it. I'm going to release a mini turbo in midair, and that kind of gets me over that section. I didn't do it very well, genuinely. I'm just going to be straight up about it, but I'm going to do it better in laps 2 and 3 because, yeah, I'm going to do it better in laps 2 and 3. I did not get very good coins on this track. I shouldn't need to go for these outer coins in lap 2 because there's a route that gets all 10 coins in lap 1, and I just kind of beefed it, but it's fine. So here's that trick again, mini turbo in midair. Super good. That was actually like a lot more ideal. No! Sorry. This track's difficult.
It looks hard, even with that skip you're doing. It seems hard to like not have to slow down to make the turn afterwards.
Oh yeah, it's pretty tight. It's a fun one. Mid-air drift release. We actually do tap brake. No, why did I pause? What? Jeez. Okay. Calm down. Take a breath. I'm okay. Okay. Mental reset. I'm gonna have a little bit more water after this track. This game is hard, in case you didn't know. 200cc is very, very fast. 200cc is very, very fast.
And everything's fine all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We're just hanging out and gaming.
Absolutely. Okay. So this is Mute City. This is the first of 2 F-Zero tracks. And these F-Zero tracks do not take place on whatever the Mario universe considers Earth. It has reduced gravity. These take place on some other planet in the F-Zero universe. I choose to believe in a Super Mario multiverse with the dimensional rifts from Hyrule Warriors. These Nintendo franchises are very clearly all in like some strange connected multiverse. This track has a pretty bonkers skip that I just kind of talked right through, but I'll explain it a little bit more in laps 2 and 3 here. So we're going to be chaining a UMT into 2 MTs, so an Ultra Mini Turbo into 2 Mini Turbos. And that's going to set us up to take a hop that will clear over the ramp, because the ramp will slow us down, actually. And yeah, looks like this. It's very, very good.
Do you have to hold any directions to do that, like slow fall?
So you want to keep the input neutral as long as you can, but eventually you want to start holding down so that you can kind of delay it a little longer.
Okay.
But the longer you don't press any input, that's going to be faster, because any amount of input in the analog stick slows you down a bit.
Okay.
So I'm not holding down until right now. Like when I started saying down is when I started holding down.
Okay. That's good to know.
It's pretty late.
Because I tried to do that a couple times after the last showcase, and I just could not get it.
Yep, you'll
So
have to hold down in the air. Yep.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Also, I think you're completely right on the multiverse thing, because Paper Mario, or Mario and Luigi Paper Jam introduces the multiverse.
Oh.
So you can say it's canon.
I will have to watch a long play. There's no way I'm going to actually play Paper Jam myself, but, you know, I'm going to have to do a little bit of research.
Yeah, according to that game, the regular Mario and the Paper Mario worlds are connected.
Okay. And we know that Mario and Zelda are connected through this game, and we know that all Zelda timelines are connected as well.
Yeah.
So that means that Paper Mario could team up with Toon Link in like an actual RPG. Nintendo, get on it. Nintendo, get on it.
What the heck? That would actually rock. The Nintendo Extended Universe.
Well, Splatoon takes place in the far future. But I think that that's also, yeah, that's another one. Ooh, I have a question for chat. What is y'all's favorite track in this game? Same question for you, Railkin.
Oh, I'm bad at track names. Hang on, let me go look at the tracks.
I'm just kind of driving, not really paying attention. Baby Park. Baby Park. Wildwoods, yes, that's the correct answer.
Oh, really?
Clock. TikTok clock. Oh, here is SNES Rainbow Road. This is kind of a bitrate killer. Wow, I burnt out. That's so unfortunate. That's like, this is another cycle-based track that I'm not gonna get to show the cycles on. Dang it. Whatever. This track has no railings, really, and it's a pretty fun one.
I think the track that I did the most trying to do speed stuff after your last showcase was Grumble Volcano.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with that one. Just I was enjoying trying to go fast on that one.
It is a fun track to go fast on. You end up going like flying, mostly because of how bumpy the road is. Yeah, that happens. Sometimes I play a little too aggressive sometimes.
How often does that happen after you make a mistake? So you start getting really aggressive to try and like make up for it?
Yeah, that happens more than I'd care to admit, honestly. I end up playing a little emotionally sometimes. What? Okay.
I don't agree with that one.
Anyways, moving on. This is Ice Ice Outpost. This track has a really cool skip, and it also has a swag strat if you get the skip wrong. So, this is me trying to go for Iceberg Bounce, and if I don't get it, we're gonna get a pretty cool swag strat. Yo! We get both! No, we don't! Never mind!
Oh no! That looked really cool.
Okay, so you're not supposed to take the shortcut. The shortcut is actually slower, but if you get a bad angle off of the iceberg bounce, you can take it, and there are strats that, like, salvage the run, so to speak. I messed up. Luckily, this track doesn't have any cycles, so it's okay that I lost a lot of time here. Okay, no iceberg that time. Yeah, okay, that was okay. Lap 3 will be better. Lap 3 will be better. Okay, let's do this again. Okay, good. Didn't bounce off of the iceberg, but I still managed to get some sort of skip there. Before I started doing that skip, this track was super, super boring, and I genuinely thought, like, this was up there with Electrodrome as far as, like, really boring without anything else going on. But now there's something going on with the track, and it made it one of the more exciting ones.
So there was an answer in chat to your favorite track question that I both appreciate, and it makes me feel pain at the same time.
Okay.
So they said that they liked either of the F-Zero tracks because it's the only F-Zero content we've seen in a long time.
That hurts.
It does.
Yeah, I do want to shout out Fast RMX, which was a launch title for the Switch. It's a remake of Fast Racing Neo for the Wii U. That is kind of an F-Zero successor. It also has an Ikaruga color changing mechanic because there's two different colors for boost plates and like pickups. So you have to be like the correct color to actually get the boost.
Oh my goodness.
It's a really, really cool game. F-Zero meets Ikaruga kicks butt. Hello everybody in chat. How's it going, y'all? Oh, this is me. Not real. What?
Also, Jetline just sent me the link to the Shroomless leaderboard, so I pasted it in chat if you're curious.
Yep. I'm in like the middle of the pack as far as times, but most of my times on that leaderboard, on the 200cc Shroomless tab, most of them are in bonus tracks, which is towards the bottom of it. Fast RMX is a great game. I love having a racing game that I'm kind of bad at. In addition to having Mario Kart, like it's fun to be bad at video games. That game is also super hard. Yeah. Yeah, the skip at the end of this track, I kind of just talked through it every single time, but yeah, it's another big one. I've been doing that a lot. It's kind of just like force of habit at this point. I've been running this game even like since the Wii U, so I've been playing it for a really long time.
Also, our stated goal tonight was just to hang out, be more chill than super serious commentary.
Yeah, we're vibing. So here's Baby Park. Motion sickness warning. Look away for the next minute, 15 seconds or so. If you don't have motion sickness, I hope you enjoy me driving over grass and still getting drifts. Like, there are 14 skips in this track, despite the fact that it's a minute long, because you just drive over the off-road. 200cc is very silly.
That is very silly. You don't even have to hop, it just works.
Yep, the reason why it works is because there's like a tiny lip before the off-road, so you actually are only touching the off-road at the very, very end of it.
So you're just getting the smallest amount of airtime?
Yep, you can actually see when Roy collides with the grass. You can see his body like kind of like smack down a little, yeah.
For me, the racing game that I enjoy being bad at is Trackmania.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Game.
I have not actually touched Trackmania yet. I fear that if I start playing it, I'm never gonna stop.
That's perfectly reasonable.
All right, here we have Cheeseland. This is probably the hardest casual track before the DLC came out. I'm not entirely sure if there are tracks. I don't know what the casual experience is on the DLC tracks, but at least of the first 48, this track is pretty brutal. And we're gonna show it who's boss by doing this shortcut without any mushrooms and messing it up because, of course, thank you, Cheese. Anyways, I'll get another chance here in laps 2 and 3. Just gonna kind of jump through that little tunnel. That's the first NISC on the track. Just if you're joining us halfway through, NISC stands for no item shortcut. It's when you do a shortcut without any items because we don't use items. Okay, that was much better. Let's go. Also no mushrooms. What I'm doing there is I'm getting a mini turbo, well, actually a super mini turbo, and then I'm using that boost in conjunction with a jump to just like get a lot of air. And it ends up skipping the off-road.
That looks really good when you get it.
Oh yeah, it's super satisfying. And there we go, that's Cheeseland. And now we have the best track in the game, Wildwoods. This is my favorite track coming up here. It also has the best music in the game. It's in 5/4 time. If you know your not standard time signatures, it's some good stuff there. It also has some like really, really good world building. Just this little tree trunk village of toads and Shy Guys is very, very cute. And it also has the most satisfying skip in the game. And also like another shortcut for good measure that's also just kind of scary right here. This barrel cut is awesome. I'm going to be getting that all 3 laps as well.
It's not even a big cut, it's just scary.
Yeah, it's just scary. And then here's this. So hop, skip, and a jump. Hop, skip, jump. Oh, I ended up touching the off-road, but you can clear the off-road entirely there, get a ton of air, and it's awesome. And I'm going to be going for it in laps 2 and 3 as well. Ooh, that was scary. That was close.
That was very spooky. Oh my god.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. This is better. Love it. That skip is incredibly satisfying. There we go. Very good. Ooh, kind of ran into the wall a little bit there. All right, I'm not gonna do a little hop there because I liked the angle I had. Kind of hit the off-road a couple times there, but that was pretty fast. Pretty happy with that, not gonna lie.
So two quick things. Somebody in chat when we were talking about other racing games asked about Crash Team Racing. We actually
great
did
game.
have somebody on the show last year, I want to say, who did a full tutorial on any percent of that game if you're interested in picking up. So just definitely look that up. And also you should follow Amber. Amber_CXC on Twitch.
Thank you. Yeah. Also Amber_CXC on Twitter. I've got a Discord server and a YouTube channel as well. You can find those linked on my Twitch as well. Excuse me. I normally stream in the early afternoon US time, around like noon Central Standard Time, or Central Daylight Time, noon Central. That's when I usually try to start. So if you want some Mario Kart in the background while you work or whatever, I don't know.
Somebody just
follow.
pasted your alt URL that I forgot existed.
Yes, the other URL is horns.gay. You can use that link good until April 1st next year to get to my channel. Tomorrow at noon Central, I am going to be doing a run of all tracks with a fight stick. You can actually see it in the background on my bed. So that's gonna be fun. If you've got a couple hours tomorrow and you wanna hang out, gonna be doing that.
Yeah, I do recommend the Amber stream. It's good for just chill, vibing. I enjoyed it when the new tracks came out. I was just had it on, listening. Oh, you're showing us the fight stick, okay.
Yeah, just wanted to grab it. Yeah, I'm gonna be running the game with that literally tomorrow. So if you want to drop a follow, that would be really cool. I'm often a mod here. I feel like I've seen the username before. I've been on Hotfix at least once or twice, and I was on like SGDQ 2020 online alongside Pianist 15 and MK Jacob. We did a 48 tracks relay where I ran these 16 tracks, bonus tracks here. Thank you all for follows. Oh my gosh, I really, really appreciate it.
Is there anything going on this track or just good cornering?
This track has reduced traction in the rainy sections and normal traction in the covered sections. It has really, really tight turns with a lot of brake drifting, and I've been staying quiet because it's one of those tracks where focus is really important to not fall off. I have to brake drift around these. I have to release that mini turbo right before getting an SMT, because if I get an SMT, it's too big of a boost. Oh. But if I release the MT too early, it's like, it throws me off. So it's fastest to release it really late, which is tough.
So it's one of those tracks that looks pretty normal but has a lot going on.
Yeah, it's got a lot going on. Yeah, it's very tough, and yeah, it looks tough and it is tough. And then this track looks tougher and is tougher. This is Ribbon Road. This is my nemesis. I am going to be going for not the absolute fastest strats, but I am going to be trying to take both shortcuts, which are faster, can be absolutely ridiculously faster, but I'm gonna just try to play them at least a little bit. In order to get the second shortcut on 200cc, you have to drift off of the first one, and that lets you do that.
That sounds hard.
Yeah, you drift off of the first one and still have to land on the track and charge up your super mini turbo at the right time and all of that. You drift off of this to get a super mini turbo as well and chain that into a drift on the off-road there. That's another one where it's a little bit of a lip makes it so that you have a lot of air time even though it doesn't look like it. Drift, super mini turbo, hop, barely make it. Holy moly.
That was spooky.
Let's go improvisation. Holy crap. Also, it's worth mentioning, if language is a thing, I definitely am a little bit less on the family-friendly side with language on my own stream. Trying to keep it good for GDQ.
Yeah.
But just be warned, yeah. And that's Ribbon Road. Difficult track. Incredibly difficult track. Driven very well. I'm incredibly happy. That was really good.
It looked good. Kept it a little exciting on that second lap.
Yeah. And we got good RNG on Super Bell Subway. So Super Bell Subway has two different patterns with which color train is moving which direction, and you can see which pattern you get in the track preview. We got the good RNG here, so that's good. So I'm going to be drifting off of this to get an SMT and Trick there. They're going to combine a little bit better. And then do this, get a UMT here. Do one counter hop to like change my alignment a little bit so that I can start another drift, and then I'm going to be doing another one of those like super mini turbos into hopping off of the grass to do another little shortcut. UMT, Trick, drift off the thing, SMT and Trick, mini turbo, UMT here, counter hop, another mini turbo, yeah. Very, very tough track. These are pretty safe strats. There are faster strats that you can be doing, but they are very risky. And that's one of the things about versus race speedrunning is like doing time trial strats is like an option a lot of the time, but it's very risky because they're a lot less safe. And because, I mean, this is the 47th of 48 tracks, and so you can lose a lot of time if you mess up skips. Like, yeah. I am just happy that it's not the bad pattern. Some time trial strats are insane. This is also pretty bonkers. If you've never seen this before, prepare to pick your jaw up off of the floor, because we are going to skip about 3/4 of the second section of this lap of this track. This track has an absolutely ridiculous skip. If you've never seen this before, you're in for a real treat. Here we go. So it starts with a drift. Just this. This is nothing, though, because this is the real deal. Drift off of the edge of the track. Oh my god. Drift off the edge of the track. I barely made it because my hand slipped off of the controller for a little bit, but we got there. And now we're in section 3 already.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, and here's the best part. Lap 3 also has a pretty big skip too, because this is Big Blue, and this is Mario Kart 8, and this is bonus tracks, and this is just how we do it. That's so satisfying. And 48 tracks time is now. Hopefully,
let you know what your 48 tracks time was in a second.
Now we're moving on to the DLC, Booster Course Pass.
Looks like a 128.10, maybe a 9.
Sure. Had a lot of goofs in the middle of it, so it's not the most competitive time. My PB is a 125.57 for that category.
And now we're on to the new stuff, right?
And now we're on to the new stuff. This is Paris Promenade from Mario Kart Tour. All of these tracks are going to be using upscaled versions of Mario Kart Tour assets. I think that they look very good. They do have a different visual style. I think that it works because, you know, they all have the same style. It's unified. It looks really good, in my opinion. This track is really, really cool. In lap 3, we're going to drive it backwards by taking an alternate path. It's pretty wild. I don't know all of the fastest strats on these tracks, I'm going to admit. I have not been super active with it in the last like 2 weeks. I've had a lot going on in my personal life. so I haven't been able to stream as much. So this is not necessarily going to be the absolute fastest strats for these courses, but it is going to show you just like an example of like, these are kind of the strats that I was using right as the game came out, because I have, right as the DLC came out, because I haven't had much time to optimize my strats. So this is kind of just the stuff that I like came to with strats for like myself and what works for me. And unfortunately, I ran into the wall there. That ending of Paris Promenade was a little rough, but you know, whatever, it's all good. This track is tough, yeah. The Ninja Hideaway in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, very good track, very difficult track. Pretty tough to be the last one, but yeah. Here we have Toad Circuit. My splits call this track Snooze Fest because it's very boring. It's pretty short though, thankfully. If you need to stand up and stretch just really quick, now's a good time to do that. I missed those coins, whoops. Really didn't get very good coins at all. Really, yeah, sorry about that. We could do a lot better there. That's on me. Got those 3 at least, and I'm gonna get these 3 as well. This track is incredibly easy, and somehow I still messed it up. But gonna grab these 2 and 1 here, and that's fine. Whatever, it's all good. Get a super mini turbo and then chain a couple more mini turbos and a UMT here, and that's that. In lap 3, we're gonna get an SMT instead of a UMT because we don't need the full boost to get to the finish line.
I feel like you may have just, hecked yourself a little bit talking about how, you can relax, don't have to pay too much attention, and then you didn't pay attention to the coins,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you got me. All right. Next up, we have Choco Mountain from Mario Kart Tour from N64. This is not the same version as N64. This is a slightly different version of the track, but it's pretty fun. This strat here is something I'm pretty happy with, where I get a UMT here by like pulling back and then doing a counter hop. And that combos into an SMT here, and then an MT at the end. These falling boulders are definitely something to watch for, but we're good there. I can definitely get ahead of that one in the future, or like just in general, you're supposed to get ahead of that one in lap 1. Had a pretty slow start thanks to a computer collision, but whatever. Gonna get an SMT there, then get these get 2 of the 3 coins, I guess. A UMT, counter hop, SMT, and then mini turbo. I didn't get the SMT, that's fine. These strats are pretty precise, and I haven't been playing the DLC as much as I would have liked, honestly. But I'm gonna be playing it a lot more.
Yeah, this is sort of a preview of what's to come. There's still second wave coming out. Do we know when that's coming out yet?
No, we don't. People are guessing it's going to be happening in June or July.
Yeah, so the tracks for this are just going to be coming out over time. And
yep, and strats are still being developed too.
You said this was Mario Kart Tour's version of the N64 track. Do you know if these were changed a little bit from Mario Kart Tour, or are they just straight upscales?
I know that like some of the tracks that have alternate paths are like the same path all 3 times when you play it in Mario Kart Tour, and this version of them has you just do each version as 1 lap because it all uses the same map pack. Tokyo Blur is an example. Yeah. I actually don't like. I haven't played Mario Kart Tour because I don't play gacha games. But that's just me.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
This is Coconut Mall. It's time to get Coconut Malled, everybody. This track is extremely fast and extremely difficult on 200cc. Thankfully, the cars don't move. That would be just an extra layer of cruelty on the difficulty, cake that is this track. Get a trick there, do a drift up that conveyor belt, and combo it into a UMT, get a trick, do a drift. Okay.
There's a lot of tracks where you say it's difficult, but I don't know the game well enough, so I just believe you. And this one, you can just see the difficulty, even for an inexperienced viewer.
Yeah, there's so much going on this track. It's ridiculous. And it's so fast. Like, the track is very small. It's almost like you're not supposed to be driving go-karts through a mall or something. Like, I don't know. Shopping malls? Yeah. All right, and now we have 4 more tracks left. The Lucky Cat Cup. This is Tokyo Blur, Shroom Ridge, Sky Garden, and Ninja Hideaway. Tokyo Blur is probably my favorite track out of the 8 that have been released for DLC so far. I haven't played Mario Kart Tour, so these tracks are like brand new to me, and I find this one to be very, very fun. You go 3 different paths. First one here is to the left. And get UMT, and then I'm gonna combo 2 MTs into a little shortcut here. Very, very satisfying. And then, yeah, lap 2, I'm going to be doing that skip again because the second path meets up with it later. Very good. And then lap 3 is completely different. And I'm going to try my best to get a UMT, which I did, and then the mini turbo at the end there. Get an SMT here, counter hop a couple times, get a mini turbo, or sorry, super into... Oh, okay, well, yeah, we're fine. Not the correct drifts at the very end of the track, but that's okay. And that's Tokyo Blur. Honestly, that was pretty good. Yeah, those coins are so wide and so important. All right. Welcome to Toad's Turnpike Nightmare Mode, otherwise known as Shroom Ridge. This track is bonkers difficult if you don't know the path. Thankfully, there is only one pattern of cars. It's the same every time. It is a cycle. It's a global cycle. Like, it's the same every single time. We're going to get 2 of these coins, not even try for the 3rd. Get a super mini turbo. Going to get an ultra here. Get these 3 coins. These are not the absolute fastest strats I'm doing. This is just what works for me because this track is very tough. I'm going to be doing a lot of mini turbos, including one that just has a couple hops as well, and a little bit of braking right there. That one's scary. And that was also very scary. Hit the railing there, which I didn't want to do. I should probably try to go to the left of that train, or of that truck in future attempts, but it is what it is. Get a super again, get an ultra again if I can. Nope, the car's, oh, yeah, no, car. I have to talk myself through this one because of how tough it is. Somehow I haven't gotten hit yet. Yep, there we go. Oh, that was scary. This track is really, really tough, in case you can't tell.
These traffic patterns look really hard.
They kind of just come out of nowhere. Okay, that was okay. And good. Yeah, like that car just kind of came out of nowhere. Ooh, okay. Brake around that corner, brake around that corner. Good, good. I ran into that truck on purpose. I knew I could. It was, that's my feeling on the track. It's very tough. Yeah, this is the Shroom Ridge DS track, yes. Yeah, that track is really tough. Now we have Sky Garden. This track has a pretty nice skip. I find this skip to be pretty easy generally, which means that I'm probably gonna mess it up. Here's a nice thing, you just don't hit that mushroom, which is nice. You can skip over that like yellow patch of off-road there. I'm not very good at it, so I don't. But here's the skip. You can just kind of get an SMT and do like 2 hops, and it works. Yep. It's not terribly tough.
It's surprising to me how often there's just these off-road cuts where you're like, yeah, you drift and it works.
You drift and you hop. Yep, exactly.
I wouldn't expect that to work because like just playing this without a huge amount of knowledge of the game, you try not to drive over the off-road.
Right. There's a lot of places where like the edge of the track or the start of the off-road will give you a little bit of elevation, and like that airtime is what makes it possible. I did not want to do that, but that just kind of worked out. Shoutouts to Improv. Improv, also known as movement fundamentals in other speed games. And now we have one more track. We're at the very end. Ninja Hideaway does not say it's a Mario Kart Tour track, but it is a Mario Kart Tour track. It was not labeled as such for some reason. I think it's an error. I think they just, haven't. This track has a bunch of different paths. It also has a really, really silly skip. There's a shortcut that you can do involving bouncing up.
Wow.
Computer, Rosalina completely ruined my fun. You can kind of like bounce into those piranha plant cutouts and not actually like lose coins and all of that. And there's like a strat that works for that, but it's very, very tough and I don't go for it because I don't know it. But then there's this. If you haven't seen this, you're in for a real treat. No, I fucked up. Sorry.
You're fine.
I panicked. That is so not the correct thing to do. I don't want that airtime either. Oh my god, everything is going wrong.
That's okay. Lap 2. We got it this time.
Yeah, we're fine. Everything's fine. Not gonna get to do the correct strats for this track. There are some really, really silly things that you can do on this track, and unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to show them here. Maybe I'll grab a time trial and we can see the time trial record on this one. Should be able to make it there. Yep, that's the skip. There we go.
Oh,
Got
right
that.
through the tree. Okay, I thought you were gonna land on it.
Nope, right through the tree, and it's even better if I can get it with an SMT. Hopefully. Able to get that, which is nice. All right, lap 3 is gonna be good. This is gonna be by the books. Let's get it. Just to finish out the thing by doing it right. Do a drift and trick there. There we go. Very good, and time. Hell yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. Sorry that I made a bunch of mistakes in the middle of it, but it was very, very fun. I hope you all enjoyed watching it. You can find me on twitch.tv/amber_cxc or the short link horns.gay.
That's so fantastic.
It's so good. I painted them myself. I love them. Thank you all for the GGs. I really appreciate it. Thank you all for watching.
We talked about you potentially showing off a few things you didn't get to show during the tracks. If you wanted to do a few of those, we have a little bit of time.
Yeah, sure. The big one that I want to share is the Ninja Hideaway time trial, and I am going to, fingers crossed, that I can find a ghost of it pretty quickly here. I should have a couple of friends available to grab runs from. Maybe. Nope. Doesn't look like it. These are not shroomless. Okay. Well, I can just go for it once. Let's just try it. Well, actually, no, I don't know how to do the skip. I'm not really sure what to share. Honestly.
Okay.
Sorry.
We can wrap up if you're not sure.
Let me think.
Okay.
I can show you some stuff. Oh, I've got one. Let me show you my best shroomless time trial.
Okay.
This is 4th place. Everybody ahead of me is a teenager. 104.9 sounds like a radio station. This is SNES Rainbow Road. This is, I think, my best time trial. This is really silly. After this, actually, I'll show Ribbon Road as well, because there's even bigger strats on Ribbon Road.
Oh my goodness, you ride on the edge on that first turn.
And this.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Amber.
Yeah. This is fourth. Yeah. Very, very good. Left side path, get a trick there. Oh, I missed the trick. You're supposed to get a trick there. UMT there, another UMT here, and a trick there. And another UMT here.
You're flirting with danger on all of these corners.
Oh yeah. You have to. Gotta save as much time as possible. Take the turns as tight as you can. And then I get an SMT at the very end to cross the finish line under 105. Clock level with good cycles. I showed that one in between the break, or before the break.
Yeah, we showed that one already.
Yep. Let me share Ribbon Road as well. This one took a while. I actually have a fail compilation on my YouTube channel of this time trial because it is silly. This is a very, very silly time trial. If you've never seen this before, these mini heart attacks from all of those corners you're gonna get some. I didn't realize I had selected race against. My bad. Let me go back to view. Whoops. I'm good. I'm professional, I promise.
I got roasted during, I think it was the event over this weekend, because I did a big oops on the audio board, and right after they were talking about how, like, everybody makes mistakes. Doesn't matter how much of a professional you are. So Amber Cyprin, another Amber, was having fun with it.
So you get an SMT there. You get an SMT here. You get a mini turbo and a trick here. Get an SMT and do this.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That took 4 streams. That was like 20 hours. Like, not 20 hours, probably 15. The cycle is a little bit different in laps 2 and 3, so the strats are a little bit easier. I was supposed to get a trick off of that and I missed it, but
On that first lap, it looks like you barely even went off the blue ramp. Mm-hmm. You cut that angle so tight.
Get another SMT here. Lap 3 is a little closer to lap 1. Get that trick, and then another cut like that. And that's Ribbon Road. There's a compilation of failures of that skip in lap 1 set to some pretty boppin' music. So those are those two. You've been impressed just listening to me say Super Mini Turbo repeatedly? Nice. I'm glad that you enjoy listening to me say Super Mini Turbo and Ultra Mini Turbo and why do they call it oven when you oven the cold food about hot eat the food.
Oh my God, Amber. I don't know why I wasn't expecting that, but I wasn't. I should have known better.
Yeah, no mushrooms. Let me share. Let's see. I've got a couple other ones that are probably pretty good.
Yeah, let's do 1 or 2 more.
Let me show Wildwoods. Nope, not race against. We're just looking at it. Let me share Wildwoods, and then after that, I will share Ice Ice Outpost with the iceberg bounces.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I don't have a good ghost for Excite Bike Arena, Jet. I don't really do time trials of it because the time trial pattern doesn't appear very often in Versus Race. So trick, trick, hop, skip, jump. It's good stuff.
That one still just looks really good when you get it.
Mm-hmm.
Also just like that series of rapid tricks right before the barrel skip.
Yeah, that's also a very fun little barrage section almost. Yep, and then you just do a trick. It's a little bit slower to do that counter hop that I was doing in the run, but it lines up the trick a little bit better. In time trials, you don't want to be doing that hop unless you absolutely have to. It's faster to just do a trick off of it. That cut, where I kind of bounced off of the corner, that is faster than like staying on the road flat. Like that actually is like a corner cut a little bit. So you actually want to do that. It's
it looks
wild.
very scary.
Yeah, so that's Wildwoods. Yeah, these are just a couple of my times that I've done. And then the last one that I want to share is Ice Ice Outpost. This is not the absolute best I've ever done. I think that I've actually done better in runs. I think I've done a couple that have been a little bit better than this one, but this does have the iceberg bounce done well, so.
Oh, does it not save your ghost if you do it in a run?
Not in versus race, no, because the coins respawn, so it's actually faster. I did the thing again. View ghost. There we go. I'm so used to racing against them. Okay, here we go. Just watching it. You have to take these turns like super, super tight. Bounce.
Oh, I see.
And that pushes you forward, so it's faster. I did not get the best coins possible. You can get all 10 coins in lap 1 on this track. I missed a couple, but it's all right. I get one right there. Cloud Top Cruise is a great example, yeah, of where coins change it. I didn't get the iceberg bounce all the time in this one. I think I get it in lap 3, though. Pretty sure. If I don't, that's on me for misremembering. But regardless, I did get to show what iceberg bounce is supposed to look like there, so that's cool.
Yeah, I wasn't sure like which part of the iceberg you were bouncing off of when you were describing it, but it makes a lot of sense now that I see it.
Yeah. If I don't get it in lap 3, I'll just like run the first lap again so people can see it if they missed it. Oh, I get it here too, yeah. You bounce off of the back, like the back of your cart with the iceberg and it pushes you forward. It's like a monkey ball strat, a little bit. And anyways, that is that. Can someone explain to you what iceberg bounce is? So we do a mini turbo, release the mini turbo, and then trick off of that ramp, and then we bounce the back of our cart with the iceberg pillar, and that pushes us forward on the track. And that's that. It is literal, an iceberg bounce. Yep.
And that's also, as you said earlier, avoiding taking the shortcut, because the shortcut's a little bit longer.
Yep, shortcut gives you a little bit too much airtime. Generally, anytime where you have to do this movement is a lot slower than doing this movement. Like, going in an arc is slower than going in a straight line.
Okay.
Anyways, if I could show one more, I'd like to show High Roll Circuit as well. And then I think we can call it there.
Why don't you show this one, then do the plugging of yourself again?
Yeah, this is the only track that I have held the best known time without mushrooms. I held the record on this track for like a day or two.
Guess again?
Oh, well, thank you for catching it. Thank you for catching it. I don't have Panda's account saved, I don't think, Jet, but that would be a fun one to watch in the future, yes, if I could pulse them up. Yeah, this run is really silly. It's very fast. There are some additional strats that you can do where you can grab those 2 coins at the very, very start, and that does speed you up, but the 10 coin route that I go for is pretty good, and I think I get it in this. So you get a UMT there, do a counter hop to get that coin. You have to, yeah, here's this.
Okay.
Yeah, super smooth. Land, do another mini turbo, and yeah, just kind of chaining these drifts. This is a really good soft drift, like how fast I charge that UMT, and I'm able to get almost the full boost before the trick. Get that boost as well. Get that there. This is the best cart to use for just playing the game across the full game. There are certain tracks where different combinations are going to be faster, depending on if there are more straightaways, you might want more top speed, more turns, you might want more acceleration and mini turbo. And anyways, here's lap 3. There's a Deku plant in the way, but we don't get bit. And yeah, that's that. Thank you so much for having me. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter, Amber_CXC. On YouTube, there's no underscore. I've got a link to my Discord server on Twitch as well, so you can go there, join the community. I'm going to be streaming tomorrow, and I stream mostly Monday to Friday, early afternoon US time. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to be streaming on my channel, doing runs of the game with this bad boy, Fight Stick. So, if you want to see some silly stuff before GDQ goes live tomorrow, feel free to stop on over. That'll be around noon Central Time. Yeah, follow me, twitch.tv/Amber_CXC, horns.gay. Trans rights, TERFs can stuff it.
Right,
Fight fascism at all costs. Thank you all for being here. Have a great rest of your night. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe out there.
Thanks so much for coming on, Amber. And just as a quick reminder before we sign out, Games Done Quick will be at PAX East 2022. So if you're going to be there, come check us out on the speedrunning stage. And of course, we would appreciate it if you would consider subscribing, as Hotfix is supported in part thanks to your subscriptions and bits. If you tune in tomorrow, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, we're going to have Game Masters. It's a show about speedrunning adjacent content where people show off their mastery at games. And followed by that, it's going to be Time Capsule, show about speedruns of games that were released in the same year. And if you tune in weeknights here on Games Done Quick's Twitch channel, you'll find speedrunning content starting at 7 p.m. Eastern almost every day of the week. And on weekends, 1 p.m. Eastern, the same thing. Occasional speedrunning events. We just finished a Sonic event this weekend. So if you're interested in Sonic speedruns, those are appearing on our YouTube. You can check them out. But otherwise, we will see you tomorrow, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. If you stick around, we're going to raid somebody.
Thank you so much.